The 20 most dangerous places to live. Hello guys, before we start the video, please subscribe to our channel. And press the like button if you like the video. Let's go on for the list of the 20 most dangerous places to live in 2019, along with comments from some survey respondents. Gun violence regularly tops the news in the United States, and the impact is far-reaching. According to a new survey from Internations, a global community and information site for people who live and work abroad, the United States is considered one of the 10 most dangerous places to live on the planet. The results are part of Internations' latest Expat Insider Survey, a comprehensive report on what it's like to live and work abroad in 64 countries around the world. For the 2019 survey, Internations polled 20,259 expats representing 182 nationalities and living in 187 countries or territories, covering topics such as quality of life, cost of living, personal finance, and more. In the safety and security subcategory, respondents rated 3 factors including peacefulness, personal safety, and political stability. The results were compiled to create a ranking of the most dangerous places to live. Compare these to the 2018 results of the most dangerous places to live. 1. Brazil ranked 64th overall out of 64 countries. An expat from New Zealand thinks that there is an underlying feeling of people always living in fear. A German expat complains that the high level of inequality and brutality in society is disturbing and makes me feel uncomfortable. Political chaos has caused lots of confusion and discomfort in my workplace. 2. South Africa, 63rd overall. A British expat states, "My life is easier here, but I feel as if I am living in a bubble. I miss the freedom to walk or ride anywhere at any time, and I hate having to worry about my security." A Belgian expat complains about the uncertain political situation, racism, corruption, and high crime rate, as well as the weakness of the rand. 3. Nigeria, 62nd overall. A Hungarian expat states, "We are not really free, cannot walk on the streets, cannot mingle with the Nigerians. There is always the possibility of danger." A Rwandan expat complains about the feeling of uncertainty. "Almost anything can and might happen to me, anytime, anywhere." 4. Argentina, 61st overall. A Lithuanian expat feels that it is not safe here, and the people are not friendly. A U.S. expat complains, "You can't plan financially because the economy fluctuates too often. You're far from everywhere. Safety is a major concern." 5. India, 60th overall. An Australian expat dislikes how the assumptions about foreign women being easy make it unsafe to do so many things alone, as well as the hardline politics, the social tensions, and the very bad pollution. A Canadian expat reports how she constantly feels like an outsider. "People stare at me, take my photo, talk to me horribly, try to cheat me, etc. because they assume that I am a rich tourist. I also have faced severe sexual harassment from local men, to the point that I now carry pepper spray everywhere." 6. Peru, 59th overall. A Spanish expat complains that it is not easy to make friends among the local residents. They also have an aggressive attitude on the streets. A Venezuelan expat dislikes the mistreatment of women, the poor working conditions, and the general lack of common courtesy. 7. Kenya, 58th overall. A Danish expat complains that I can't walk on the street because it's not safe, I have to drive or be driven everywhere. A Croatian expat dislikes how foreigners are often taken advantage of through stealing, scamming, and police stopping you just to take money from you. "The roads are awful, traffic is just terrible, and the city is dirty." 8. Ukraine, 57th overall. A Bulgarian expat complains about corruption, a total lack of loyalty or honesty, and foreigners being considered walking wallets. A U.S. expat thinks that the laws don't work, there is corruption on every level. 9. Alagoas, Brazil. Imagine living in a place where you never know when and by whom you will be minced into pieces and forced to leave the world. This is the coastal state of Alagoas in Brazil for you. A few important metropolises of Brazil, such as Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, are known to have a very high crime rate. However, in spite of its small size and low popularity, Alagoas has the highest rate of murders in the whole of Brazil, and most possibly even in the entire world. Though this state houses only about 3 million inhabitants, more than 2,000 people are killed every year. This should be very alarming for all visitors as well. 10. Colombia 55th overall. A Canadian expat complains about the politics and insecurity of the future regarding the possibility of political change. The traffic is bad too, and the crime rate takes some getting used to. The news here is almost all negative. A Venezuelan expat dislikes the corruption. The system is unfair to both natives and expats, and local companies are not so open to foreigners. 11. Mexico 54th overall. A British expat feels that personal security is a big issue, specifically for business leaders. A Canadian expat worries about the increasing criminality of the cartels as well as the corruption which steals money from the people. 12. United Kingdom 53rd overall. A Bulgarian expat reports concerns about racism, overpopulated areas, crime increasing, accommodation prices, and a lack of support about reintegration and residency help. One Dutch expat is worried about the uncertainty surrounding Brexit and its consequences for me, my residency in the United Kingdom, and potential difficulties with traveling to and from the UK after the Brexit. 13. Philippines 51st overall. A U.S. expat complains that there are too many laws restricting foreigners and it is almost impossible to own land. There is also corruption and many irresponsible drivers. A French expat speaks of poor infrastructure, traffic jams, and a lack of green spaces. The quality of life is poor. 14. Italy 50th overall. A Mexican expat complains about the bureaucracy and close-mindedness of the people. A Polish expat reports that the political situation is changing. Foreigners now have more difficulty registering, accessing healthcare, and purchasing property. 15. United States 49th overall. A German respondent says that politics and the new normal that is emerging here are alarming. The general mindset and culture seems narcissist and very much me first, and that shows up in too many ways on too many levels. Another German expat dislikes widespread conservative viewpoints, seeing socialism as an inherent evil, lack of gun control, lack of affordable health care and education, overly religious views. A Brazilian expat shares concerns about racism, xenophobia, and guns. 16. Indonesia 48th overall. A Malaysian expat expresses concerns over politics and religious extremism. A Chinese expat dislikes corruption, difficulty in accessing healthcare and transportation, and unfairness in the laws. 17. Greece 47th overall. An Australian expat reports that the bureaucracy is maddening, as is the overall indifference of staff employed by government services. A Russian expat complains of a bad economic situation, bad education, and poor career opportunities. 18. Oymyakon, Russia. Thousands of miles towards the east of Moscow, located in the heart of Siberia, is the Russian village of Oymyakon. Having scarily low temperatures for a permanently inhabited place, it is one of the coldest places in the world. The lowest temperature to be recorded here was minus 71.2 degrees Celsius, minus 96.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Only 500 people live here with great difficulty and barely manage to survive the harsh weather conditions. They live on the edge, unsure of whether their bodies will sustain them until the next morning. Mobile's phones do not function in such cold climates, and hardly any crops grow here. 19. Thailand 45 overall. A Pakistani expat is concerned about unfavorable government policies towards foreigners, difficulty and a lack of government support when doing business, corruption and a large language barrier. A Russian expat dislikes the undeveloped infrastructure, dirt, garbage, noise, messy streets, chaos, there's almost no peace at all. 20. What you think is the most dangerous place you visited?